Good evening to Dr. Hanisa. And my name is Andrea Alicia. I'm going to do my presentation for my industry training, which is presentation for Pusat Pertanian Pelatihan Putra and make good agro solution. Okay. So I'm going with make good agro solution first. Make good agro solution was established at April 2021. The company owned by University Putra Malaysia alumni and Chairman Kiwan. This farm was included with durian, jackfruit, duku, rambutan, stingless bee, hive, fruit and flower nursery. So this is the organizational chart for Micro Agro Solution. The CEO or the founder was Mr. Jiwan, and helped by executive assistant, which is Mrs. Bernard Billy, and also helped by Mr. Evander Wilson as farm operation controller. Information about Micro Agro Solution. The agriculture service of this farm was include professional farm management, consultancy and advisory for agripreneurs, soil and health monitoring, plant and pest disease management, landscaping and landscape, maintenance product, which is plant growth, media and management, planting materials, and organic agro point. Micro Agro Solution motto, which is together we achieve more food, more sustainable and more profitable farming and cultivating the soil is about investing your money and effort with passion of a hope to reap the superb harvest. The activities that during the industrial training. So we have collected some vegetable from the orchard, arrange up the polybag in the nursery, and doing a pruning activities on flower, which is our daily activities that conducted by our CEO and our supervisor, which is Mr. Evander Wilson. And we're also preparing the seedling for the next activities in the for the next cultivation in the greenhouse that provided by our CEO. We also measured the planting area of the papaya and planting activity. This is our planting activities, planting the papaya. We also fill up the polybag with the cocoa peat to make the cultivation. As for these seedlings, we are also monitoring the pH level, temperature, moisture, and nutrient content for each polybag using the IoT meters. And this is our activities, which is we plant the kale seed known as kangkong. So introduction to my special project. My special project was title was production cost of vegetable, which is patola and long bean. This project will include Akira 540, which is the variety of long bean, and patola F4 hybrid variety. Summary task of my special project. In week 1, I was started at 16 May of 2021. 2022, I was introduced to the item that need in my cultivation, and each type of fertilizer used that record along the quantity used by the worker. Same goes for the fertilizers that used. It will record to ensure that no error will occur. Record cells for that week will also record a total polybag unit for polybag weight is 250 unit, and for the long bean in 100 for the long bean and 115 plot for patola. For week 2, I'm continuing to record the use of fertilizer, pesticide, and harvest produce for patola and morbin. In week 3 until week 4, I'm also continuing the record for the use of fertilizer, pesticide, and harvested patola and long bean. For my last week of observation, I collect all the record and cross segregation was done with the help of my supervisor. Introduction to my special project. This is I have been mentioned before, which is the number of patola that we have been plot, which is 115 plot, and long bean 250 polybag. Objective of my special project is to find out the amount of profit that we use during the production of patola and long bean, know the amount of profit and loss after the harvest is over, learn how to calculate and correct cost of production. This is my methodology, which is patola production and material cost. The material for the labor cost, it used for 50 ringgit divided by 8 hours working, and we get 6 ringgit.25 per hour. And 6 ringgit will be added by 50 days of working, and we get 337.5 ringgit for the labor cost. Same cost with the labor cost of patola, but it will significant different, which is we get 101 days of working, and we get 631.25 ringgit. All the data have been collected, and this is the cost production of patola and Norway, which is 1,137 ringgit.35 ringgit. And the total sales of patola and Norway that have been added together, which is 1,381.10 ringgit. So this is the total profit of patola and Norway. The total sales minus by total of production cost of patola and Norway, and we get 243 ringgit and 0.75 ringgit for that for week. So for the discussion, for this special project, I found that there's a loss of cost of long bean production. This is because the result from the production beans, long bean not in the line with the production produce. My suggestion to increase the selling price of long bean in the future so that it will balance with the cost of production. As for patola, it is balanced with the production cost of patola. At a long bean planting plot, so higher profit value will be obtained. Reduce the chemical fertilizer and replace with the organic fertilizer or self-made compost fertilizer to reduce the cost of purchasing of fertilizer from the outside. As my activities in Pusat Pertanian Putra, we doing many activities, which is we doing the branding activities at palm oil plantation in University Putra Malaysia plantation or palm oil plantation. We are also doing the grafting activities for the durian team using wedge grafting that was instructed by our supervisor, Encik Awi Donggo and Puan JC. We also doing the chopping activities at the orchard, which is we doing at near the waterfall and Jalan Mentalan. We also spraying the pesticide at the fruit nursery. This was helped by our supervisor also. Picking up the chiku, and we also doing the grass cutting activity that was instructed by Encik Awi during the grass cutter machinery use. So for the conclusion of my industrial training, to summarize what I have learned about this project of my special project is how learn to observe about the maintenance costs, the material costs, and to do research constantly and constantly monitor about our production cost of vegetable and our raw material cost and result obtained with the sales revenue during the end of monitoring. The data collected during the observation of production cost is very important to make it easier for us to know the problem that affect our final value of the cost that we use. Next, I hope this method will be used by the farmer, even though we have the small production, because it really help us to other people, especially farmer, to gain more income by controlling the value of the expenditure of the raw material and make a plan strategy to add and increase the value of their profits. I felt so grateful to able spend these 2 months of industrial training at the Agro Solution and 1 month in Pusat Pertanian Putra at UPMKB. And I was so grateful for my supervisor, Encik Awi and Mr. Evaluation, and also my CEO for giving me confidence and guidance during my industrial training. Benefit of industrial training and recommendation. To summarize what I have learned about this project, during my industry training in this institution, I have learned a lot of things that I never learned before, such as researching different fertilizer for different type of plant. And I always thought that only organic and chemical farming were not combined. My supervisor really taught me to enforce the production cost of vegetable. I can build a good personality and self-confidence by communicating with other workers, because in my institution they have Indonesian workers, and I'm also learn about their culture. I have self-discipline, complete industry training on time, respect other people even not in my age. Having industrial education in another place will help me much, and I am highly recommend the macro solution for a place for a research for the internship. That's all from me. Thank you.